everyone, I'm Manav Sinha and I'm back with that TV show that satisfies your hunger for everything automotive. Yes, you are welcome to the Times Drive show. Like every time, this time as well, we've got an action-packed lineup for you over the next half an hour. So let's take a look what's coming your way. We're going to start off with one of India's quickest SUVs, the Range Rover SV Sport Edition 2. Then we'll take a look at Honda's latest attempt at the 125cc segment with the CB Hornet 125. And we'll get into an exclusive conversation with Rover EV and find out what plans do they have for the Indian market in the coming future. So as you can see, there's a lot of things lined up for you, and yes, we are being accompanied by the Audi Q7 today. Now, SUVs like the Audi Q7 are very popular in India. It's no secret. This is one of their best-selling cars. But the reasons why cars like these are so popular are usually things like road presence and off-road capabilities and so on. However, what happens when you add sports car-like on-road performance to this formula? Well, that is what Range Rover has done with the Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2. I got it for a week, I spent time with it, and here's what I found out. Hello there, welcome to this review, which I want to start from right here at the driver's seat. What I'm driving today is an SUV. It's called the Range Rover SV Edition 2, and it comes with a 4.4-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine, and it comes with this really nice button on the steering wheel which says SV. If I press it, everything turns red, and if I put my foot down, well, I have so much power on board. Well, now let's calm things down. Let's talk about the car. Yes, this is a really fast SUV, but this is anything but your typical SUV and your SUVs that you see on your everyday roads, because this is a supercar on stilts. Now, if you have a car that goes this fast, well, looking fast is also equally important. And as you can see, it looks like $1 million. Of course, from a million miles away, you will be able to tell that this is a Range Rover, no doubt, because it has that classic design language. But look closer and you will see these carbon fiber elements up here on the grille, here on the bumper, even on the splitter right over here, telling you that this car means business. The bumper is really sporty, and overall it has presence in oodles, if I may say so. What I really like is this big fat carbon fiber treatment up here. Now remember, this is an actual carbon fiber hood which has been painted. It's not the fake stuff, it's actually real. I also like the carbon fiber element here on the fender, and these massive 22-inch wheels really look the part. They fill the wheel arch really well and gives the car that sporty look. Of course, the car that we are driving today comes in this particular spec. I really like the paint finish on the car. It's a mixture between a matte finish and a gloss finish. I think this is a really unique finish and color on the car. You really have to see it in person to truly admire just how nice it looks. Of course, you get the pop outdoor handles. They sit in flush when the car is being driven. You have a dual tone treatment. The upper half of the car is properly black. And over here at the back is where the party piece is. Perhaps this is the most recognizable SV part of the car, because you have this SV badge right over here, which is again going to be visible even from far away. And even if you miss that, you won't be missing the quad tip exhaust right over here, which gives this car a sporty look. All in all, the Range Rover SV Sport Edition 2 looks the part. If you talk about the interiors, well, there's not a lot going on. Thankfully, it's a very minimalistic and tasteful design language, if I may say so. You have this really high quality all digital instrument cluster which changes themes depending on which mode you are in, and almost all of the car's features are operated through the screen, which usually would have been a problem, but not so much in this case, because this screen is really nice. It has a really nice touch response, good graphics, good display altogether. It's a unit that I don't mind using. Of course, in classic Range Rover Sport fashion, you get this dual glove box element over here as well. I really like that. And The highlight of the cabin has to be the seat that you see right here. It also has this carbon fiber element in it, but what people will like immediately is the SV light in the seat, which looks really nice, if I may say so. Now, usually you would expect a seat like this in a sports car, but the experience inside the cabin is a little bit different because you get this sports car-like seats which hug you in place, but you're seated this high up like you would in an SUV like this. So it's a combination of these two things, but I think it is something that a lot of people will like immediately. If you talk about the rear seat, again, you can see it's got oodles of space in the cabin. I really like the carbon fiber treatment on the doors, which is really evident over here. And while this might not be a car that you would buy for the rear seat experience, if you happen to have someone sit over here, you won't have anything to complain. Talking about practicality, let's also quickly talk about the boot space on offer. You can see with just a press of a button, the middle row folds down electrically and opens up so much space. So even on the practicality front, the Range Rover scores really high. And if we talk about performance, then the Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2 can reach a top speed of 290 km an hour. This is thanks to the 4.4-litre V8 engine under the hood, which has not one but two turbochargers and has a total output of 635 horsepower and up to 850 Nm of torque. The 8-speed automatic is seriously quick, and paddle shifters make the experience even better. And while it is a fast SUV, you need to keep in mind that it does have a stiff suspension setup. So, while road undulations might not upset the ride, but you do feel them still. Well, now it's time to sum up my experience with the car. And you would have noticed that I haven't really spoken about the kilometers per litre that I have got with the car and whether it's the perfect car for your everyday office commutes. Because if you have those questions, well, I hate to break it to you, this is not the car for you. But if you're someone who likes driving, who likes the thrill of driving, wants that performance, those 0 to 100 numbers, those quick overtakes, likes that exhaust note sound, well, you're in luck because this car offers all of that minus the tension of a bad patch of road or too many speed breakers coming your way on those early morning Sunday drives. If you want that peace of mind, then a car like this actually makes a lot of sense. So there you have it. That was the Range Rover Sport SV Edition 2. A really interesting SUV. But now let's move on to the world of two-wheelers. Let's talk about the 125cc segment where there's been a lot of action lately. Now, Honda motorcycles do not want to be left behind, and they've come out with the new CB Hornet 125. Is it something that you should be buying? Well, Ankur has taken it for a ride, and here's what he has to say.
Hello my dear viewers, welcome back to Times Drive. I'm Ankur Taneja, and this here with me is the latest sports commuter from Honda Motorcycles India, the CB125 Hornet. Now what Honda is offering in terms of design, in terms of features, and how is the overall ride quality and handling of this new CB125 Hornet, that's what we're going to discuss in this video. And in case you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then please do subscribe, and please don't forget to press that bell icon also to get the latest updates from the world of automobiles. Now let's start with the review. Now let's talk about the design first of this CB125 Hornet. The overall look and overall silhouette of this bike is quite sporty and aggressive. Work that Honda has done in terms of design is really good. They've managed it well. Compared to Extreme 125R, I think the design of this bike looks better than the Extreme 125R. And in terms of graphics, there is Honda badging, there is Hornet stickering over here, and there's CB125 stickering over here on the side as well. In terms of features, you get the full LED cluster in the headlamps, and the overall design of the headlamps is also quite good and quite aggressive. Now when it comes to hardware, you get the USD forks that is not there in the Extreme 125R. Now Honda is also offering single channel ABS with this motorcycle, which is again not there in the Extreme 125R. It gets the CBS system. In terms of features over here, you get the fully colored TFT display, and you can also switch between different functions that are there with the help of these buttons that are there on the left side of this handlebar of this CB125 Hornet. On the right side, you get the ignition switch and the engine kill switch. Now the rear section is quite quite compact when it comes to the overall design, and the front section is quite bulky and quite sporty. You get the LED tail lamp in the rear as well, and the exhaust tail is also quite chunky. Now when it comes to engine figures, the power is around 11 bhp and the torque is around 11.2 Newton meters. The torque is higher than the Extreme 125R, but the power is slightly less than the Extreme 125R. But with these figures, how does this bike perform? How's the ride and handling of this CB125 Hornet? Now let's talk about that. Now let's talk about the performance, ride and handling of the Honda CB125 Hornet. Starting with the performance, if I directly compare it with the Extreme 125, you might feel a slight lack of initial sharpness or punch. However, overall the bike's performance is decent to start with and gets better as you go. When it comes to the mid-range, the engine refinement is quite good and you won't face any issues over there. The CB125 Hornet offers a refined engine, which is a strong point. Moving on to the ride and handling part, let's first discuss the riding posture. It's neither too committed nor overly relaxed. It strikes a balance between the two. Speaking of the seat height, I'm 5'9" and I didn't face any tiptoe situations, so the seat height is apt. Even if your height is around 5'7" or 5'8", you will be able to manage the bike easily without any issues related to the seat height or handling. Now let's talk about the hardware. The bike comes with a USD upside down forks at the front and a rear monoshock. The suspension's absorption power is impressive and I found it quite good. The seat's overall comfort, cushioning and padding are also commendable. The seat width is adequate for the rider, though it might feel slightly small for the pillion. As for the braking, the bike is equipped with the single channel ABS, which is an advantage over the Extreme 125, where this feature is absent. In city conditions or slow traffic, the braking performs well, and even during back-to-back braking, there are no issues. On highways, if you are riding aggressively, you might notice some vibrations, but braking at high speeds won't be a problem. One thing to note about the riding posture is that if you are riding for several hours, it might cause slight fatigue. It's not excessive, but since the posture leans slightly forward rather than being completely upright, it's something to keep in mind before buying this bike. Overall, as a package, my experience with the Honda CB125 Hornet has been positive. Honda has done a great job with the design and the engine refinement is excellent. While the initial power might not feel very exciting, the mid-range performance is strong, delivering good power. Price-wise, after the GST cut, the ex-showroom price is around 1,02,000 rupees. Considering all these aspects, if you are looking for a sporty commuter bike in this segment with good design, decent performance, good features and comfort, the Honda CB125 Hornet is a solid choice. So let's start with the journey itself. जब अक्टूबर 2023 में रिवर ने अपना स्कूटर लॉन्च किया था, उसके बाद का सफर कैसा रहा है और किस तरह के एक्सपेंशन प्लान्स अब ये आगे आपको लग रहे हैं कि आप रिवर ब्रांड को लेके करने वाले हैं?
So October 23 we launched and then we've been selling since then. So it's almost been 2 years. We have sold close to 15,000 scooters on the road right now from roughly around 30 stores. So this is the 34th store that we are opening today and the first in Delhi and North India. So these 15,000 scooters are already on the road, and in the markets that where we are already present in, we have made a good impact. And we are already number 7 in terms of two-wheeler company sales, e-two-wheeler sales in the country already, and solid market share in the markets that we are present in. For example, like a city, Bangalore, we have around 4 to 5% market share. In Kerala, we have around 8% market share. Now the journey is about expanding across the country. So this is the 34th store that we are opening, the first in North India, as I told you. We will have around 80 stores by March 2026. Okay. And we are going to be entering all the major north states, including Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. There are stores lined up in all these states over the next few months.
Market-wise, what do you think South is easier in terms of making the customer understand because it's a new brand, it's a new product?
True.
So, I mean, what do you think about both the regions, South and North, how the customer, I mean, basically varies from region to region?
I think selling in North will be possibly like selling in a very different country for us. It is selling in India is like selling in 20 countries. So each location we need to come in and create that local flavor. That is why our first store in the North is a company-owned facility. This is also going to be our zonal headquarters for the North India. This will be the hub store for all our expansion. We have invested significantly in service infrastructure. We have invested significantly in training infrastructure here. And like all our dealer partners, we'll have to only send the people, their sales and service manpower here for training. So that investment we are making in every region we go to.
Product-wise, अगर बात करें, so are you gonna expand the product lineup also? What is the roadmap and what is the, I mean, what can the customers expect from the brand?
So we track primarily 2-3 things. Like for example, we are possibly the youngest EV brand in India also. We are only just over 4 years old today, but we are already a number 7 EV brand in the country. So, and this we are able to achieve with one product. So that is the first step. So with this one product, we have already proven in a good market. Now we are expanding. So by March 2026, we will have around 80 stores. It will still be single product. And 26-27, the second part of 2026, we launch the next product. That will happen in the once we have around 150 stores.
Scooter also?
That will be a scooter also. Yeah. That will happen after we open around 120 to 150 stores because the second product deserves the mileage of 120 stores. So by March 2027, the target is to have around 220 stores with 2 products. Then 2027-28, we will expand from 220 to around 350 stores.
Okay.
And we launch a third. So by March 28, 3 products, close to 350 stores is the target.
Last question, final question. So there are legacy players, there are startups who were there before River was there. Now, being in that space, where do you think कि आने वाले टाइम में रिवर कहाँ स्टैंड करने वाला है या रिवर का जो मार्केट शेयर है रिवर का जो कस्टमर बेस है किस तरह से वो चेंज आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं या वो आपका टारगेट?
See, I think the legacy players will continue. All the major 6-7 OEMs in the country who some of them are already selling electric, some of them are launching electric. So that will continue. Legacy OEMs will continue to grow as the market grows. And startups also, I think only certain startups who focus on design technology and making sure the customers get service will survive. And see, I think we have been able to prove this at a reasonably good scale already. In just over 4 years, we are number 7 EV brand in the country. 15,000 scooters is not a small number. There are many companies who started before us who have possibly not even crossed 500 units a month yet. So I think we have proved that at scale. Now, the next step is for us to expand the scale across the country, add more product portfolio. I think we are comfortable with around 3 to 5% market share in every market that we are present. That is the target.
Thank you, Arjun. So much talking to you.
Lovely.
Talk to you.
Great. Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of the Times Drive Show. I really hope you liked our episode. If there's anything you want us to know, anything you want us to cover, if you want to have a conversation with any of our team members, feel free to reach out to us on our social handles. And if you're planning to buy a new car, well, timesdrive.in is your one-stop solution to find out which is the right car or two-wheeler for you. With that, I take your leave. I'll see you same time next week, only on the Times Drive Show.